There we go. That is an official one-shot 7.5D. There we go.
A rarity.
It doesn't. Yeah, that was official. Look at that. Max shit gear. Like literally trash gear, pretty much. Still got 8 points left to spend. Awesome, dude. Nice. Hey guys, what is going on? KingKongor here. I want to do an update on the one-shot build with the Titan. First, I want to do a budget version. I only spent 7.5D, actually less than 7.5D. And later on in the video, if you're only interested in that, there's the Endgame version with all the very expensive juicy gear. So if you're not interested in the budget, just skip the begin and go to the ending. But for all the people interested in the budget, there was a lot of ask for it. So here you are. Super cheap gear. Good stats, good block, good, decent armor, lots of life. I literally only spent 7.5D, no more. So this is the gear. And here's the list, by the way, what I spent. At the time of the video, Divine was 116 exalts when I purchased everything on stream. So yeah, there is that. The weapon, you want to get plus skills and some strength. Would be great, and the higher physical damage, the better. I spent 1 Divine on this. The helmet with some chaos resist. Onslaught is super good. Gives movement speed and attack speed. This is basically the build enabler. I spent only 40 exalt on this. And the anoint was 60 exalt. Lots of attributes, dex and intelligence. This is what you need to get your dex and intelligence up. So that you can actually use Herald of Ice. Shields, you just want to get a lot of block chance. Some life. Physical damage reduction is really good. Chaos resist is great. Polci, this is what enables all the shattering. So when you're clearing maps, this is your biggest friend. There should be a video playing somewhere in the video where I do a breach in a T15 with this current gear and this current build. This is one of the more expensive items. Spend 100 exalt on it and then 72 exalt on the soul cores. This is to just get a lot of life and a lot of elemental resistances. The ring, I spent 1D, just nice amount of all attributes, some strength, some leech, life leech, really important, and some extra life. The cold damage is whatever, but, you know, it helps a little bit. Gloves were super cheap, only 15 exalts. You're looking for strength, level to melee skills, some life, physical damage, and if you can, get some rarity. Belt, you can also get some rarity. The belt I spent, how much did I spend? 10 exalt on this one, life, strength, cold resist and lightning resist. And then the boots, you want as much movement speed as possible. I wanted to keep it in budget, so I got 25%, which is still pretty good. 70 life, lots of strength, and some fire and chaos resist. And as you can see, everything is capped this way. I recommend using a charm that makes you immune to freeze, by the way, because that is amazing. With the one shot, to just quickly explain the one shot, I did not include these in the price, by the way, but they're kind of cheap. You don't have to get the 35% one. You can get the 30% one, and you'll be good. So how does the one-shot work? You basically always have these boots with you, and then whenever you're going to do a big boss, you equip the boots. So you need to make sure that you have enough strength to still use your weapon with the boots. So always equip your boots, and when you're like trying to figure out how much strength you need. So once you have the boots equipped, you basically, before you go to the boss, you put down your shield wall. And shield wall has Fountain of Rage, as you see. And it will work up your rage. So then, once you're at max rage, 30 in my case, you start moving to the boss. You shout. The boss starts spawning. You will put down the rings. The boss will be in the ring. Then you hammer and you keep spamming your shield wall. And what that does, the hammer explodes all the shield walls and redirects all that overkill damage to the boss. But yeah, so that's how the one-shot works. Let's continue to look at the build. The gems that you need. We're starting with Hammer of the Gods. This is a level 19 gem with 4 supports to keep it budget. Concentrated Effect, Heft, Heavy Swing, Fist of War, and then the Stampede. This is your clear. You will want to have Cold Infusion to proc Herald of Ice with the ring, with Devastate, Martial Tempo, and Momentum. So in Herald of Ice, we have Cold Mastery, Magnified Effect, Long Shot, and Primal Armament. Then Berserk, you want to have Cannibalism and Vitality. That's your 2 defensive thingies. Then we have Infernal Cry with Enraged Cry, Premeditation, Dazing, and Ingenuity. You got Leap Slam with some escape stuff. The only one that's really important is Holy Descent. This just gets you out of dicey situations. Other than that, you'll never use it. Shield Wall, this is the important one with Fortress. That creates that circle. And you want to have Persistence so they last longer, and Font of Rage to gain that rage. Shield Charge is just a mobility thing, just to go around, and it's really nice. With that one, I have Second Wind. That's the only one that really matters. So yeah, there's that. The damage with my current budget gear at 20 raids will get close to 350k, which is more than plenty. And the Stampede is at like 10,000, 12,000, something like that, with very budget gear. The tree looks as following. You want to have Hulking Form. This is where we get a little bag from. So Capacity, Hulking Form, Earthbreaker for extra aftershocks, and Mysterious Lineage. If you don't want to have this much life, I don't understand why, but you can also go for Crushing Impacts. This can help you get more heavy stunts quicker. But I highly recommend the life. The life is really good. You can just go over here, get the damage, get 80% more armor from the equipped body armor, even though, you know, armor is not that valuable. Having nothing is bad, and like it's really bad. So you want to have some. And you can notice I have a little bit of int here. I added a little bit of int to get both of them above 112. This will mean that I could use a level 20 Herald of Ice. But right now I'm using a 19, but I just wanted to show it that this all works, even with a level 20 Herald of Ice. You want to take all these strength notes. It gives you lots of strength. This could be nice for that extra 15 strength. I mean, 2 points for 15 strength basically saves you 1 normal node. Lots of damage over here. You want to have big AoE over here. You want to take the stun threshold, more damage. And this is also really big. Pow on. And damage against fully broken. And because you're doing so much damage, you're armor breaking them really quick. And when they're heavy stuns, they just take a lot of damage. This is massive for elites. You're really going to notice elites just melting. More strength over here. Damage per strength. More aftershocks, all that stuff. Lots of AoE. Some all resistances and max all resist. Lightning is really nasty, so I chose the lightning. Lots of damage here again. And this is important. Blood magic. As you notice, there's no mana. This makes life easy. And because you're having life leech, and because you have the life on kill right here, you're basically always full health. And you can just spam all your abilities. You want to go here for block. This is how we're getting our block cap. You're at 30% block. And every block chance that we have, so 75%, gives 75% damage. We got all the sockets. For the sockets, you want to have stuff like global physical damage, increased damage with maces. You want to have stun build up. This one is the only one in the entire build, by the way. Out of the 6 sockets, I have this one with rates on melee hits. You only need 1 of that, maybe 2. Ideally, you need to get block chance. But this also depends on how much block chance you have on your shield. So if you have more than 42%, then you might need less block chance on your gems than I do. I have a 42%, so I have 5 gems with 6% block chance. Increased damage with maces, Warcry cooldown recovery rate. That's also unique to only this one. And stun buildup. Stun buildup is really good. Over here we have stun buildup, block chance, damage with maces, and stun buildup again. Stun buildup, block chance, damage with maces, stun buildup. You can, kind of get the idea. And this one I can still slam. I bought this for like almost nothing. And this one I also bought for almost nothing. So let's quickly slam both of them. really quickly. Well, look at that. More stun buildup. Actually perfect. And the last one, let's see. Look at that. Knockback. That's kind of useless. And about that, this ring only has 5. So let's also do that on this one. Well, look at that. More damage. Great. So my cheap gear got slightly better by slamming. About the... Where were we? We were still on the tree. So yeah, to use a two-hander with a shield, you want to have Giant's Blood. This is super important. Hefty unit. This will stop you from getting stunned. We have 627 strength, so multiply that by 3. That is your stun threshold. And together with this, you'll basically never get stunned. This is lots of AoE. This is kind of important because you're using a evasion with armor shield. This turns all that evasion into armor, and it will help a lot on getting a decent amount of armor. And last but not least, you want to get all these attributes over here, and 10% increased attributes. It helps you with sorting out your strength. If you're only level 88, for example, you can take out some AoE over here. You can take out, let's see, what can you take out? You can take out basically these damage. I think these damage things you should get last. This is like a 96 build. For annoint, you want to get Lace Siege. This is really cheap. It will only cost you about 60 exalts. So, yeah, there is all that. The weapon swap, by the way, I don't really recommend. It's something I sometimes do. This is just a weapon swap for cooldown reduction. Yeah, that's the budget version. Have fun.
Nice.
All right, so this is the endgame version of the build. At the moment, I actually don't have block cap, but that should be fixed as I gain level 97 or 98. Long road ahead. It takes forever to level after 96. But yeah, lots of strength, lots of dex, lots of intelligence, multiple heralds, Herald of Ice and Thunder. So very juicy. It explodes entire screens, multiple screens. I do see Herald of Ice getting fixed eventually though. But let me just go over my gear. So my weapon, lots of physical damage, lots of strength, lots of level. The more, the merrier. We got the Thrill Steel. Still, this was also in the budget build, but it's still here. It's just amazing. Attack speed and movement speed. Astrumentus. This gives an insane amount of attributes. Shield. Lots of block chance. The more the merrier. Lots of life. Additional physical damage again. +2 to all maximum elemental resistances. And chaos resist is working for me. Polci. Because, yeah, this is basically enabling the massive amount of clear that we're getting. Then, Warrior with lots of attributes and elemental resistances. This is really expensive. If it's too expensive for you, you can also use one with life and elemental resistances. But attributes is pretty pog, especially with Astrumentus, which is also extremely expensive. I got my ring here. With elemental resistances, life, increased rarity, strength, chaos resist, and leech. This one you want to get corrupted with +1 level to melee skills. Super important. I have one with a little bit of dex and intelligence. This one can be much better, but I'm pretty happy with it. The +1 to all melee skills is what makes this good. Here I decided to buy one that was corrupted with lightning resist. Most of my other stuff, except for these two, well, except for these 3 actually. Everything else I kind of corrupted myself. But this one, I went for lightning resist to just, you know, get my lightning resist sorted out. Because I'm min-maxing so much, so there's not much room to get resistances everywhere. You want to get this one with as high as possible. You could also get one with 100%, I guess. And then you can get your lightning resist sorted out that way. But this worked for me for now. Because above 80%, they get super expensive. Boots, 35% movement speed. In my opinion, mandatory. Do not go below 35 unless you are still running on a budget. But if you can afford 35, buy 35. It is quality of life. Lots of armor, life, strength, fire, and cold. In my case, 2 sockets with chaos for now. Eventually, we can swap them out, so that's good. But chaos works for me. And yeah, this is just super min-maxed. My skills. So here I do have everything 6 linked, and I've also corrupted them to become level 21. So this is a level 31 Stampede with Cold Infusion to proc a Herald of Ice, Devastate, Momentum, Martial Tempo, and Aftershock. Instead of Aftershock, you can also use Close Combat. I am going with Aftershock now, but I switched them every now and then to test them a bit more, but Aftershock is my preference for now. Hammer of the Gods with Fist of War, Heft, Rage Forged, Heavy Swing, Concentrated Effect. Herald of Ice with Lightning Infusion, Innervate, Overcharge, Conduction, Magnified Effect. And the reason why we have all this stuff is so that we can proc Herald of Thunder. So Herald of Thunder with Lightning Exposure, Lightning Mastery, Primal Armament, Lightning Penetration, and Long Shot. And then we also have Berserk. You can also, instead of Berserk, put Herald of Fire. Or, what is it? Herald of Ash. But Berserk, I think, is better. More damage. With Cannibalism for survivability. Infernal Cry with Enraged Warcry, Premeditation, Dazing Cry, Ingenuity, Murder's Intent. Leap Slam, same as the budget. Holy Descent is the only one that matters here. Just some escape. Then we have the Shield Wall with Fortress. This one is only level 7. Pay good attention to that. Do not go higher than this, because then if you go higher, then these boots will have less effect. But Fortress, really nice. It makes that circle. Persistence so that it lasts longer, and Font of Rage is so that you're gaining rage while you're standing next to it, which is really nice when you're getting ready for a one shot. And then Shield Charge with Second Wind. The other one doesn't matter. It's just like I don't know. It doesn't do anything. But Second Wind is just so you can use it twice, like so. Just very good. The skills. I mean, the passive bar is a lot different. Still the same over here. If you don't need this much life, then you go for Crushing or even Ancestral Empowerment. But I think this one is just quality of life. What you can do is, of course, the damage again. Lots of damage. It's pretty much the same. This is all the same. Just go for the AoE damage. And over here we have From Nothing, which allows me to take this, that, and that. So From Nothing is with on the Resolute Technique. It saves you 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and this point is completely useless. So it saves. Yeah, it's just a big value to put this over here and just take these 3 points. Slowing potency is really nice. If I could get more, I would. But yeah, this is what we have right now. It stops you from being slowed as much as monsters can slow you. Here, big AoE. You want to go for the resistances. Blood magic, super important. Go for all the damage. You can also go for the damage over here once you're higher level if you want to. And really nice up here is offensive stance. So get all the block chance. And then a time loss ruby. The one that I went for is with increased block chance. If you have a really good shield with more % block chance, then you will not need this. The rage is nice though. Some damage is nice. And that's my dog. 1 second. So yeah, get all the block, all that good stuff. Down here, we have another really important gem. I will go over all the gems in a bit, but this one is really important right now. So you want to get a controlled metamorphosis, medium small ring, and then take polymathy, jack of all trades, and send in the eyes. Like that little bit of blind helps a lot. It's survivability. This is massive damage, and this is 10% attributes. That's really sweet. Here more AoE, and this one is insane. Hefty unit, 817 strength, times 3 is your stun threshold. So you basically barely ever get stunned. But you do still really want to avoid stun build-up maps. Stun build-up maps are kind of nasty, no matter how much stun threshold you have. And since we're running 2 heralds, Doomsayer, super good. And to run multiple heralds and berserk, you need the reduced reservation. So that's super nice. These 2 points are enough to make it work. So yeah, that's the passive tree. And over here, let me just go over all the jewels. So the jewels, we had the time lost. Then we have 1 normal ruby with increased fire resistance, block chance, global physical damage, and Warcry cooldown. Warcry cooldown, not that important. You can get anything else instead of that. We also have this one, the time lost against the darkness. The best you can get is 1% maximum life for the small passives. And then the notable ones give 4% increased strength. Everything in here is buffing that, which is crazy because there's a lot of useful stuff here. You could also take some of the empowered stuff. I chose not to, but just to show you how much health this gives, right now we have 4,600. And without it, we go down to 4,100. So yeah, about 500 life. Pretty damn good. Really, really good stuff. Let's see, what was the other one? Oh yeah, Megalomaniac. So I went for Cruel Methods, which is this, together with Coming Calamity. And since we're using Heralds, this is really strong. I also have 2 green sockets with movement speed. Movement speed is insane. You want to have some damage against rare and unique enemies. That helps you with elites and bosses. Heralds in skills deal increased damage is optional. Really good on this would also be attack speed. Another one here, movement speed. Increased damage against rare and unique enemies, and stun threshold if you haven't been stunned recently. So that's also kind of useful. Not BIS, but pretty damn good, I would say. Most important and last, Prism of Belief, Diamond, +3 to all Stampede skills. And if you can afford it, get Hammer of the Gods. But I think Stampede is just, you're using it a lot more than Hammer of the Gods, and it helps you clear better. So I am a big fan of this one. So yeah, that's everything. I don't think I forgot anything. And if I did, you can always ask me anything on Twitch. The Annoint, I actually did forget it. Almost. Spaghettification. Spaghettification as the Annoint. Super OP. It has movement speed. It has +7% increased attributes. So yeah. Hoggies. Massive, massive build. Works super well. You've seen me play it on Twitch every day. So yeah, that is the final update. If it gets nuked, then we'll work something out. But for now, this is what you can work with. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, guys.